Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I post 4 videos a week on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday at 7 AM. So if you love a variety channel like this one and you want to see more videos, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you what I eat in a day, the meat edition. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you what I eat in a day now that I've gone back to eating meat. So in the past 6 or 7 years, I think it might even be a bit longer than that, I gave up processed foods and sugars. So I don't really eat anything from a packet and I don't really have any sugar in my diet either, especially now. I'll talk to you about that later in the video, but yes, I'm not really having any sugar in my diet either. And I decided to try a flexitarian diet probably about 5 years ago, just because meat is quite expensive and I thought that I was being kinder to the environment, and I thought it would be better for my body. So I started to include lots of beans and legumes in our diet. So during the week we would have either a vegan or vegetarian dinner. So we'd have beans, legumes, cheese, eggs, that sort of thing. And then at the weekend we would have meat and fish. But I started waking up with stomach aches in the morning. They would disappear by about breakfast time, but I would wake up with this horrible tummy ache. And also I have trouble going to the toilet as well. So I'll go and I will do quite a sizable poo, but I feel like I can't get it all out. I'm sorry if you're eating breakfast right now. I know this is probably not what you want to hear, but yeah. I find that I just can't get it all out. So I decided to go and see a nutritionist. I have been to the doctors before, but the issue was never resolved. And I thought to myself, I'm going to pay the money and go and see a nutritionist. So that's what I did. And she suggested to me that I cut out the beans and legumes and I start adding more meat back into my diet. And since I've done that, touch wood, I feel a lot better. So the way she put it to me was, did you eat these foods as a child? And I said to her, no, not really. We probably were more meat and 2 veg kind of family, especially with my dad. My dad did all the cooking and he loved meat. So we didn't really ever eat beans and legumes when I was a child. And she said, it might be that you're more suited to a meat-based diet than a beans and legumes diet. And I found that really interesting. She put it to me like this. She said, imagine if you gave a Eskimo who eats fish and whale blubber an Indian person's diet, and you gave the Indian person's diet to the Eskimo, and the Indian person eats lots of beans and legumes, their stomachs aren't going to be able to handle it, are they? And I was like, ah. So yes, it did ring a bell in my head, if you see what I mean. And she said, you may not necessarily be kinder to the environment by not eating meat either. We do actually need animals to help with the land, and we do actually, some of us do actually have to eat them as well. Sadly, I know there's going to be a lot of vegans out there who don't want to hear this probably, and they're probably like, I'm fine on my vegan diet, but actually it might not be that healthy to the planet or to ourselves either. I mean, there's a lot of profit being made in vegan and vegetarian food. If you go into the supermarket now, you can get whole sections of like vegan sausages and corn mince, which some of it, if you read the ingredients, aren't that healthy, I have to say. But yes. So anyway, I'm going off the subject, but yeah, there's a lot of profit to be made in this, and it's also not helping the meat industry either. That's what I was told by the nutritionist. So yes, I have started to put more meat back into my diet. So I thought I'd do a little what I eat in a day, what I eat in a day, and I'd share with you what I have now that I'm back to eating lots of meat. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, which is quite early, is I will have a big mug of hot water. So I'll put half cold water and then half hot, so it's warm enough for me to drink, and I will drink that first thing. And then I make myself a cumin seed, coriander seed, fennel seed and whole clove tea. So I'll just put a teaspoon of each of those and then a few whole cloves into a cup, and I'll pour the hot water on and I'll let that cool down, and I'll go and do my exercise, and then once I've done my exercise the water will be cool enough for me to drink, so I just drink that. And then before I go upstairs and have my shower, I make myself a big mug of turmeric. So our local supermarket sells fresh turmeric. So I grate in some turmeric into a mug. I grate in some ginger as well. And then I add my collagen to that. And I add a little bit of black pepper, half a lime, so I squeeze in half a lime, and I add, apple cider vinegar as well, so a small amount of apple cider vinegar, and I add some coconut oil to that as well, so like a teaspoon of coconut oil, and I'll leave that on the table to cool down, and I'll go upstairs and get dressed. But I also have some bone broth first thing in the morning as well. So once I have oil pulled and brushed my teeth, I come downstairs and I make myself a cup of bone broth, and I'll drink the bone broth, and then I drink the tea, and then I take my son to school, and now it is breakfast time. So for breakfast this morning I'm going to have some fried eggs with some pancakes, some savoury pancakes that I made recently. It's the last of the savoury pancakes, so I have 3 of them this morning. So I made some turmeric and coriander pancakes, and they were delicious, I have to say, and that recipe will be on my blog next week, so if I find it I will link it in the description box below. So yes, I'm going to eat that, and I'm going to have that with some Parma ham bacon, which I'm going to cook in the oven. Oh no, maybe not actually, because that'll take a bit too long. So yeah, I'm going to have that with half an avocado and some fried spinach, so that's going to be my breakfast. So I did actually lie, and I ended up frying some Parma ham. Normally I would put that on my pampered chef stoneware, but a sheet tray would work as well. And you just cook it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. It turns out really crispy. It is delicious fried as well. That's the first time I've tried it fried, and it was yummy. So yeah, this is my breakfast, and I'm off to eat this now. Breakfast is done, and while I was eating my breakfast I was brewing my green tea. So I'm now using loose leaf green tea. I'm actually finding this is lasting me a lot longer. This is organic loose leaf tea, and I just poured it into a pot. I think it was by Clipper. So I just poured it into a pot, and I store that in the cupboard, and this has lasted me probably about 3 months, and I've still got loads left as well. And I have a cup of green tea every morning, so I just put it into this strainer and I let it sit here while I go and have my breakfast. So I'll boil the kettle when I get in, make my breakfast, then pour the water on the leaves, and yeah, just let it brew, and I'll go and eat my breakfast and come back, and then it's cool enough to drink then. And now I'm going to show you the amount of pills that I now have to take. So firstly, I will be taking a multivitamin today. Next, I will be taking a vitamin B. I have a vitamin A drops that I have to take. I have chromin, which is like, it helps to absorb all the vitamins and minerals. So I'm going to take a couple of drops of that. And then I've got some magnesium liquid as well, which is meant to help you poo, but I don't think that's doing much good for me. And then I'm going to have some vitamin C powder as well. I take a vitamin D before I go to bed at night, but I've also got these to take as well. So these are magnesium tablets, and I've also got digestive enzymes as well. And I wouldn't recommend you take these unless you see a healthcare practitioner, because I don't think you're meant to take these for a very long time. So I have to take 2 of these with every meal, and I have to take 2 of these with every meal as well. But I think these are really working. I think these are doing me really good. So yes, I'm going to take all of those pills now, and then I'm going to wait for lunch. It's almost lunchtime now. So I've just preheated the oven and I'm going to be having leftovers from last night. So last night we had a shepherd's pie that I made, and I'm going to be putting up a video on that very soon as well, because I did a video last night of making this shepherd's pie. So I'm having the sweet potato half of the shepherd's pie, and my husband and son had the potato part. So I like to do half-half because my husband and son don't really like sweet potato and I do. So I had this part and they had the other part. Yeah, so I'm going to be having this with some peas for my lunch, and I'll probably have some yogurt and some chocolate afterwards as well. So I've had lunch, it was delicious, and while the lunch was cooking in the oven and the green beans were cooking, they were green beans by the way, not peas, I'd run out of peas, but I found the green beans, yay! So while the green beans were cooking, I made myself a mint, lemongrass and lavender tea. And I bought this tea combination from a lady on a market stall. I think it's called Cardio B. It is delicious and I really enjoy having it after lunch, but I only have a little bit left in the tin now. So I may have to contact her and get some more because I really liked it. So yes, I'm having a mint tea. I've got another cup of hot water. So I normally drink about 3 cups of plain hot water and then 2 with flavourings in. As I said this morning, I drink one with a cumin seed tea, and then I have like a ginger and turmeric tea. And I know I said I don't have any sugar, but I find that dried fruit kind of keeps me regular. Although I don't go fully, I find if I don't eat the dried fruit, I generally tend to not go, if that makes sense. Like I'll only go a little bit and it's even worse than if I don't have the dried fruit, it's even worse. So I'm having 3 prunes for my dessert, and I've also got some green and black chocolate as well that I have normally after my lunch. Occasionally I'll have it after my dinner, but normally I have a couple of squares of this after my lunch. And I did say I was going to have some yogurt today, but I'm actually feeling quite full after that shepherd's pie, so I've decided to leave the yogurt and just have the prunes and the dark chocolate. And again, I'm going to be having some magnesium tablets and some digestive enzymes as well. Now, I wouldn't do this if I hadn't been to a qualified practitioner who said that it was okay for me to take these with every meal. So I've got to take 2 of these, each of these, with every meal. So I'm going to take 2 more of these now as well. So it's dinner time in the Nibs household, and tonight we are going to be having a turkey curry. In the original recipe, I think I used chicken, so I will link the original recipe in the description box below for you. It's like a chicken korma basically, but I've just used turkey instead, and I've cooked this with some millet as well. Millet is a grain that you cook. It's a bit like rice, but it's not got as many carbohydrates, I don't think. It's full of protein and fibre though, so it's really good for you. And the boys are having theirs with quinoa because I've actually run out of rice, so I need to get some more rice. They don't really like millet, so I'm having the millet and they're having the quinoa. And I've added just a bit of spinach and coriander to this as well. It smells so good, I'm off to eat it now. Oh, and I forgot to say, I actually cooked this in the slow cooker today. So I put all the ingredients in last night and then I just turned it on this morning and let it cook away. And I added the spinach at the end. Oh, it's so good when you can do that. It's like the fairies have come and cooked dinner. So I've made myself my final cup of tea before I go to bed. So for Christmas, I think it might have been Christmas, my husband, God bless him, bought me this lovely selection box of teas from Pucker. So this is the actual box, and inside they've got quite a few different teas. As you can see, I've been really enjoying them as I've used up 2 lots. So yes, tonight I'm going to have a relaxed tea. This is an organic tea that is deeply soothing fusion of chamomile, fennel and marshmallow root. So that's going to be the last thing I drink this evening. I tell a lie. I'm also probably going to have like half a cup of Oatly, and then with the Oatly milk just before I go to bed I'll have a vitamin D tablet. And I can't remember if I said or not, but I actually had 2 more magnesium pills and digestive enzymes after my dinner as well. So that is everything I eat in a day. That's everything I eat in a day, and that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. What do you eat in a day? I would love to know, so let me know in the comments. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you very soon.